What up, my dude? Oh, kid. Welcome home, welcome home.
Thank you, man. Hey, yo, tell Boo-Boo I said what up.
Oh. Oh, so let's work, man. He just dropped a new joint, so let's work. He's back in the studio. Let's work.
I say no more. I'm ready. Let's get it. I'm ready.
And I brought that up in a prior episode, right, that aired. And he drew my attention when he said that. Because my mind is, 50 already said that himself. I put something up that he said about it, but just he lived the way that he's supposed to. The man don't know nothing, Max B don't know nothing about South Jamaica and don't know the history, right? And so for you to repeat something that he said, why are you riding him like that? You could have used another bar. You could have used another bar to replace that. You
Right.
just felt you had to say something to appease 50 in that joint. And it didn't mess with me really. But I said to myself, you know what? That's the character of somebody you want to check out. So I started checking him out. And I went deep into his paperwork. And I watched everybody else who interviewed him. Right? This is my other episode. I don't want to give too much of it up. I watched everybody who interviewed him. And I watched how they was giving him plays and not getting to the substance of what he really did. This man gave his girlfriend up. And then his girlfriend gave both of them up.
By the way, every time you see somebody talk about my father, your uncle on an interview in a bad way, do you always take that personal? Because you know it happens a lot. People want clickbait.
I don't take it personal because there's other people said worse things and I ain't said two words about them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Then there's some people that say things and it makes me think. Like when Max B said on the record with 50, Max B don't know nothing about South Jamaica. For you to repeat something that he said, why you riding him like that? I know 50 and 50 know me. I knew him when he was a young kid. I know his mother more than I know him. When I see people riding dudes and then saying something about, it just makes me think, what's up with you?
Yeah.
And he made me put an eye on him, man.
Former Queen Supreme Team figure Gerald Prince Miller just sent Max B a serious warning. Mind your business, because now Miller says his attention is locked on him. And this situation could turn real messy, real fast. If you are new here or have been rocking with the channel, hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a drop. We have to jump straight into this one because the tension is rising and things may get complicated very soon. Do not say nobody warned you. Gerald Prince Miller, a former Supreme Team enforcer from Queens, New York, is back home after spending roughly 34 to 35 years behind bars. Miller was described as a co-leader of the notorious Supreme Team, an organization tied to the crack cocaine trade in South Jamaica, Queens, during the 1980s. Now, after more than 3 decades away, he is back outside and speaking with no filter. Miller reportedly helped run the organization alongside his uncle, Kenneth Supreme McGriff, and that history makes this warning toward Max B hit different, especially when he says Max should stay out of it. Together, Gerald Prince Miller and Kenneth Supreme McGriff were often known as the Cash Money Brothers. But when you step back and look at the full picture, the Supreme Team has rarely had anybody publicly speaking from its side. Most of the key figures were locked away, serving long prison sentences, while everybody else told the story for them. Kenneth Supreme McGriff, Prince's uncle, is serving life in prison, which means he has very little room to answer every accusation or shot thrown his way, and that is exactly where this situation starts getting messy. When Max B came home, his name was already surrounded by controversy, including informant, cooperation, and paperwork allegations. Now Gerald Prince Miller has built a platform of his own, and after recently speaking out about Jimmy Henchman, he is making it clear that Max B is next on his radar. Max later connected with 50 Cent and reportedly delivered lyrics that appeared to take shots at Kenneth Supreme McGriff. Gerald Prince Miller is not brushing that off anymore. He plans to address these issues directly, and he clearly has plenty to say and seems ready to set the record straight publicly. So listen closely to what Max B said. because these are the words that reportedly made Gerald Prince Miller feel disrespected. Pay attention, because this is where the tension really starts to rise. So, as you can hear on 50 Cent's track featuring Max B, No More Tricks, No More Tries, Max took a shot at Supreme, I Have to Keep It Real. 50 Cent sounded sharp on the record, but Max B's verse did not hit for me at all. Maybe he was still trying to find his rhythm again, but the verse felt weak. I know Max has something moving with French Montana, and both are doing numbers on the charts.
Get high off the ketamine, bulletproof Maybach, purse drop clean, and down here to give you some you ain't never seen. Content better stream, convict better team, EMG O-line, 50 don't with Supreme, 50 don't with Supreme, 50 don't with Supreme.
Salute to their success, but I am still not feeling the music Max has released lately. That is my honest opinion. Still, on this track with 50 Cent, he aimed directly at Supreme, and that decision may bring more attention than he expected. But before we get deeper into that, Gerald Prince Miller first addressed the long-running claims around 50 Cent. According to Miller, he has not seen proof that 50 Cent cooperated against anybody. Then, right after clearing 50's name from his point of view, he turned the spotlight toward Max B. That switch made the whole situation even more interesting. For years, people have repeated, oh, 50 Cent told on this guy, or 50 Cent told on this guy. But I have never seen verified paperwork supporting those claims. I have seen documents passed around online before, but several appeared questionable or fake. So, based on what has actually been shown, 50 Cent looks clear for now. When claims like this start circulating, it can be hard to know what is real and what is just internet talk.
Get something out in the air because 50 lied on him. And he wanted to clear the air. You know what I'm saying? But 50 said other things about him. And he wasn't so quick to talk about it. I said, man, tell that dude, man, I said, you got paperwork on 50, man? Send that stuff to me, man. Let me see it. He ain't sent it, did he? Mm-hmm. If he'd have sent it, that paperwork would be right here on the Prince Miller show, showing 50 to be no good. But he never sent that work. You know how many?
But Gerald Prince Miller carries credibility with many people. He served around 35 years before receiving compassionate release, and he presents himself as someone who stood firm throughout that time. Because of that history, plenty of people are going to treat his words like they carry real weight. And this is where the situation gets even more tense, because Miller suddenly turns his attention toward Max B. Listen closely. Wait, run that back. What exactly did he say? I sat there thinking, okay. Then I said, okay, Gerald Prince Miller just threw a direct shot, and he clearly wants Max to know he is here. You can feel it. There was nothing subtle about the message. Miller called Max B out directly, and from his point of view, this is Queens business. Max was born and raised in Harlem, so Miller appears to be asking why he is involving himself in matters connected to Jamaica, Queens, and the South Side.
You know how many people watch our YouTube channels and everybody else's YouTube channel that ain't even on street time like that? They don't really care about Jimmy being hot or this person being hot or Max B being an informant or none of that.
But the wild part is that Miller did not stop with one comment. That first shot was only the beginning.
B being an informant or none of that stuff. They don't really care about Jimmy being hot or this person being hot or Max B being an informant or none of that stuff. Some people don't even believe that kind of stuff. You say it, they don't even believe it. Mm-hmm. But paperwork don't lie.
He went on to give Max B a street lesson and delivered what sounded like a warning to stay in his lane. Miller made it seem like Max now has his full attention, which could bring more pressure and controversy. Pay attention, because his next words take this situation to another level. I do not think that is the kind of attention Max B wants on him. Gerald Prince Miller appears to be getting ready to examine Max B's paperwork, and that could open up a new conversation. Remember, this is a man who served around 35 years in prison. He understands court documents, legal language, and how these cases can be presented. Miller fought his own case for years and eventually came home. There have also been serious allegations connected to his past, but those claims should still be described carefully and not treated as proven facts.
Type of way, every time you see somebody talk about my father, your uncle on an interview in a bad way, do you always take that personal? Because you know what happens a lot. People want clickbait.
I don't take it personal because there's other people said worse things and I ain't said 2 words about them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Then there's some people that say things and it makes me think. Like when Max B said on the record with 50, Max B don't know nothing about South Jamaica. For you to repeat something that he said, why you riding him like that? I know 50 and 50 know me. I knew him when he was a young kid. I know his mother more than I know him. When I see people riding dudes and then saying something about, it just makes me think, what's up with you?
Yeah.
And he made me put an eye on him, man.
So now I have to ask, is Gerald Prince Miller warning Max B that I'm coming? Is he basically saying, we will be going over your paperwork? Because if someone with Miller's background breaks those documents down line by line, a lot of people may take his opinion seriously. Would that finally help the public understand what happened? Max B has dealt with cooperation rumors and paperwork questions for years. Some fans may not care anymore because he is home, making music and getting money, but the controversy never fully disappeared. The bigger question is whether Max should have stepped into business connected to Queens in the first place. By taking that shot, he may have pulled himself into a situation that is bigger than one lyric. For years, Max had people defending him on podcasts and saying he didn't do this and he didn't do that. But the full story was never clearly settled for everybody. Now Prince Miller seems ready to challenge that protection and put the documents under a much brighter spotlight. And that is exactly why this situation is different from the usual internet back and forth. Gerald Prince Miller is not approaching this like a rapper looking for attention or somebody chasing a viral moment. He is speaking like a man who believes Max B crossed the line by bringing Kenneth Supreme McGriff into a record. Now, Max may look at it like it was only music. Artists throw names into lyrics all the time, especially when they are standing next to somebody like 50 Cent, who has his own long history with Supreme. But Prince Miller clearly does not see it as entertainment. From his side, Max stepped into real family history and old Queens business without knowing what might come behind it. And let us keep it honest, Max B already has enough controversy following his name. The last thing he needs is somebody with Prince Miller's background publicly saying, let us pull the paperwork out. Once that conversation starts, every interview, court document, old statement, and rumor will get dragged back into the spotlight. That is where Max could face a problem, because silence will make people suspicious, but responding could make the story even bigger. Does he ignore Prince Miller and keep making music, or does he address him directly and risk turning one lyric into a full public battle? Gerald Prince Miller appears to be making one thing clear. He heard the record, he understood the shot, and he is not letting it slide quietly. Now the pressure is sitting on Max B to decide whether he wants to explain himself or leave Prince Miller free to tell his version of the story. I'm just saying, Max B had plenty of people standing beside him before. Fat Joe showed support, industry friends welcomed him home, and the situation looked protected. But Gerald Prince Miller comes from a different world. This is somebody who served around 35 years and built a reputation for standing firm through that sentence. That is why Max B may have crossed a serious line. He stepped into history involving 50 Cent, Kenneth Supreme McGriff, and the Supreme team, even though that situation was never his business. 50 knows that history and people connected to the Supreme team know who 50 is. Max may have treated it like another lyric, but Prince Miller did not hear it that way. Look, I do not make the news, I just break the news down. Gerald Prince Miller, a former Supreme team figure, is speaking and challenging stories people have repeated for years. So does Max B respond? Or should he have stayed focused on music and left Queen's business alone? Because this could get uncomfortable quickly. Prince Miller already brought out a stack of documents while discussing Jimmy Henchman, so imagine what he could present if he examines Max B's case next. That does not prove any allegation, but it could restart rumors Max thought were behind him. Get in the comments and tell me how this plays out. Did Max B go too far, or is Prince Miller making too much out of one record? Smash that like button, subscribe to Dripzine, and turn on bell notifications so you never miss a drop. One thing is clear, Prince Miller sent a warning and Max B heard it. Salute.
Hey, I'm coming, baby. All right? Hey, buckle up, my G. Much love, man. Hey, listen, man. Continue success, man. Keep winning, you heard me? Keep winning, all right? Stay blessed, my dude.
We love both of y'all. We love both of y'all. Thank you so much.